Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Wendy Morgan, and I'm a Senior Presidential Director with Lifewave. And welcome today to our personal development and training. Today, we're going to do a training on social media, specifically that of Facebook, and we're going to do part one. So this is going to be probably split up theoretically into 3 parts, but we'll see how far we go and how much we get. We're going to do this once a month. So let's go ahead and just jump directly into, I'm going to share my screen. There we go. And let's get this. So I can't see it myself. So give me a second here. There we go. Should give a second and it should be uploading. There we go. Everybody can see everything okay? So just give me a thumbs up. Thank you. I was looking at you, Annie. That was beautiful. All right. So social media, Facebook. So hopefully everybody here already has an account on social media, or specifically that of being Facebook. If not, then you can definitely stay on here and listen to this, but it definitely helps if you've at least been on it. You already have an account established. So we're just going to kind of go from there. So social media can definitely help your business to introduce you to the world. So, if you follow anybody like Simon Sinek, I can't think of the other guy. There's many other, presenters out there that talk to you about how to be successful on social media. They will all say they're not really buying the product. They're really buying you because of you and who you've shown who you are. So first of all, social media is really great to introduce you. And also it's really great to build relationships. Again, that's what direct marketing is, building relationships, putting out that effort, having those conversations, and really connecting to your followers. And speaking of followers, it also helps you build a loyal following by building trust. So the way you build trust is through your post and through your branding. It also helps you attract people to your platform. So platform is like just, your simple page that you are going to create or that you already have created. A beautiful thing about Facebook I'm so happy about is now you can simply just build your particular personal page versus having to open up a business page and doing it there. I know that I've been on Facebook since 2010, I believe. And, for pretty much the whole time until 4 months ago, or might have been 6 months ago, but nevertheless, you could not pre-post anything. You could not really say anything about selling anything. You could kind of allude to it, but that was about it. Everything else had to go on a regular business page. So now that's no longer the case, which is really great. So you'll be attracting people to your platform via your branding, i.e. your post. Also, you're providing a service to the public. So that's all this is about, guys. So if you think that social media is strictly about you to attract people, you to sell things, and no offense, but I'm just going to make this blatantly, it's all about you, then that's not what social media is about. Social media is about making it all about the person. You're here to create a service. You're here to create value through your posts, through your videos, for whatever yet you are showing up for. And also, of course, giving support to your team or your downline. So I'll go into this a little bit later, but for me, the only people that, for the most part, I actually friend on Facebook is my downline. And again, we'll get into that a little bit later as to why that is. So, but nevertheless, so my downline will see my posts, they can share my posts, they can use it on their page, because that's how I basically support them as well. And it keeps us definitely in closer contact because we're on the same platform, i.e. Facebook. All right. So here we're going to go over part one today. So part one is basically your personal page. Next month, we'll go over what exactly posting, how you can make posts, and part three, how do you follow up and how do you get involved with other groups as such. So today we're going to go over personal page. So first of all, guys, I really want to make this very, very, very clear. Know your terms and conditions with Facebook / Instagram. The reason I say / because Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same people, and you actually can set up your account. I'm not going to do that today, but we'll do this maybe during the posting aspect. But you can actually set up your account that when you do post, it automatically gets loaded up to Instagram. But with Facebook, when you first went ahead and read those terms and conditions as such, you have given them complete and total access to every single picture, every single post, even pictures on your phone, and even turning on and listening to your microphone. I kid you not, that's what it says. So what I would do, what I've done in the past is such as I like to really try to protect as much privacy as I can. I know it's kind of a joke in this current day and age, but nevertheless, like my children, my grandchildren, I would not show their face, until after they hit 18 for the most part, or unless, the mom says, I don't really care, I show them all the time. Or any information that I find that's very private to me, I will not post, I will not put on Facebook as such. So just really know your terms and condition and know what you're really getting into. And again, we really don't have much privacy these days, regardless of what app you're on, whether it's Facebook or TikTok or, there's a lot of other ones. So just beware. That's what happens kind of across the board, but don't be shocked when all of a sudden you see one of your photographs somewhere else. We're also going to go over your profile. You're going to go over basically branding. What is the branding? Who is your ideal customer? Friends. Who to friends? How can you place them in folders? Who to not friend, and how to weed out people easily. Now, I just realized by looking at this, I didn't get savvy in my brain as to how to place them in folders. I know a friend of mine who does social media a lot, and she puts all her friends, she puts them in different folders. So I will go ahead and make sure that I have that in my head. So we'll start that up next month, first thing right off the bat. All right. So your personal page. You really want the personal page to be about you. There's so many times I've pulled up somebody who says, I want to be your friend, and you pull up their page. When it comes to their profile picture, there's nothing there, or there's a picture of a car or a dog or a flower. That doesn't help build any trust on my position towards them, thinking that I don't know who they are. And this is true because there's a lot of scammers out there who are from different parts of the country that try to become your friend. And they have definite giveaways, and we'll go over that next month, but they have definite giveaways as far as, are they a real person? Do they steal somebody's account? Not really steal, but do they replicate somebody's account? But nevertheless, if you don't have a picture up there of you, then I'm likely not, I'm not going to want to go ahead and accept your friendship. So definitely you want to put up a profile picture, and you want to change that profile picture at least once every month to different picture, upload a different picture. Amy Holmesy, I think she actually puts up changes her profile picture at least once every 2 to 3 weeks. If not, she definitely puts up a post that actually shows her particular, here I am, because she's doing her, she's doing a wonderful, I can't think of it, like a wellness community now. And so she's constantly, making new posts with pictures of herself and what she's doing, the people that she's working with. And what is that doing? That's basically showing people, oh, look, there she is again. There she is again. So I know it's a real person with a real page. So I'm going to be more likely to want to go and engage with that person. Same thing goes for you when you're choosing people to accept as friendship or people whom you're seeking out. You definitely want to make sure that you've seen several pictures of them so you know it's a real person. So your cover picture should be very clear, very concise, nothing kind of like, in your face. So these are just a few pictures that I have on my page. Facebook has like little, what do you want to call it? Like frames. I don't really want to get into that now because that's kind of like foo-foo stuff. Maybe we'll do that the 4th month. But the frames that's where it says have vision. This one, hold compassion is not easy. This was actually one of my posts that I basically turned and put it into to represent my cover photo for myself. And then you also have a background photo. So in case anyone's not understanding what I'm talking about, when we go into the actual Facebook page, I will kind of show that to you. And if I forget, please, please, please take notes and remind me, hey, Wendy, what were you talking about that background page? But when you're looking on the computer, you always have the personal page in the center, and then you have a background photograph. Now that background photograph, you want to create curiosity/attention, whether it be, a picture of you guys at the beach, picture of you guys snowmobiling, a picture of you guys taking your dog, a little video, watching him, jump through the snow or whatnot. For me, you can also make up like little pictures, like right here, hope begins when you find the light from within your darkness. So that one I created and I put it up as my background photo during Christmas time, or during right after Christmas time, I said back in January. And then this is another one that I created: to dream big is a matter of choice, to reach that dream is a matter of discipline. You know, again, putting that behind. Now, I try to make the colors that are in my profile photo to kind of match the colors that are in my background photo, because that just really is conducive. And again, it attracts people. Know that this is recorded. I know I'm going kind of fast, but there's a lot of information here to share. The thing that you do not want to do ever is put a Lifewave photo as your background photo. Nowhere on your profile where you fill out all the information about what you do, how you do it, where you worked, when you started doing something, are you ever to put Lifewave on there. None of your posts should ever include the actual name of the patches. You are to describe the patches if you're doing a post with them. Again, we'll go into that more next month, but I don't want to see Lifewave on there at all, because that is a turnoff for a lot of people. They're looking on, somebody's profile and they see immediately some sort of direct marketing company, then they're going to assume right away you are going to slam me with information and you're going to try to go and get me. I don't want anything to do with that. So they're just not going to friend you. Not to mention, you don't want to give your information away for free. This is your business and you need to control your business. You don't go to the hardware store and go, oh, I really like that light bulb. And they go, yeah, well, I order it from so-and-so, online, it's a lot cheaper, but I go ahead and sell it to you here. They don't give away everything. They don't give away their secrets, right? And nor should you. Keep your secrets tucked in your pocket and always do attraction marketing. So another way to think of what is attraction marketing. Generally speaking, you are going to attract yourself. That's the easiest way to describe it. You are going to attract who you are because you know how you work the best. So we're going to get into more exactly what is your preferred customer person to work with. Yes, we'll do that in this session today. But nevertheless, if you put something up, try to look at it objectively and go, does that look interesting to me? And if you're like, not really, then change it. Change it till it looks interesting to you. If you're just throwing something up because you're exhausted and you just need to throw something up, don't do it then and there. Go take a nap, rest, go take a walk, come back when you're refreshed, or you're like, oh, I've got my creative juices flowing. I'm going to put this up because this is an extension of me that I'm expressing out, and I want people to see this and enjoy this and attract them to my page. So always never do anything when you're exhausted, guys. All right. So your personal page in general, what we're doing is we're going to talk about now, which is branding. What is branding? A branding is a truth, a story that you tell about yourself. You always want to be authentic, show who you are. What are your core values? Such as here, for instance, if this was somebody's page, maybe they like outdoors, maybe you like outdoors. So, make it all about outdoors if that's what you really love. And maybe they include camping. So what I love here is you see here a leg, right, with a patch on it. So this is how we interweave certain things into our particular branding. So if this person was an outdoorsy person, like camping, obviously had a family, right? I'm learning more about them. I'm learning, hey, so what does that tell me if I look at this? They're very active. They're very much health oriented. They've got a family to take care of. So, usually more so in the heart. But, I just saw this post of the knee. That must mean they have knee problems. If I had knee problems, I'd go, I want to know what that post says. Because I want to see, because everybody wants to find something they have in common with somebody else. So I would definitely say, yeah, I want to see what that's all about. And I want to see what she's doing with that knee. What is that patch? What's that's all about? And again, we'll go into the actual what you post later. But this is generally, so branding is what are you posting and what are you showing on your front page? So it's both. So it's kind of like you can think of it's like a common theme that you're always talking about. For instance, I don't golf. So I'm not going to go and all of a sudden talk about golfing when I know nothing about golfing, nor am I going to tell people, hey guys, if you're golfers, that's a lot of walking. And so you might want to check me. I'm not going to talk about golfing because that is not my forte. Does that mean I'm not going to accept people who are golfers? Absolutely. Bring them on. They can see my page. They can see people who've, been have neuropathy or leg issues or being exhaustion. And, if that's something that strikes their interest, then they'll basically click on my post. Another one down here that I have is basically, what if you were into gardening and planting? Well, then maybe your background picture upon your page or your post, maybe just pictures of you gardening, planting things with your friends. This is how you actually start the seeds in the beginning. I started this out in March and I won't be putting them in the ground until maybe May. And then of course, that's, as one generally gets older, have a lot of arthritis or aches and pains in the hands or even cold hands. And so, therefore, if I were this person, I might also put up a picture of the hands going, well, my hands were really hurting bad guys for several months, and showing the patch, as you can see down below. Then I say, but I finally found something. You hear those key words. Those are Bob's words. I finally found something that's taken away my pain. And man, I so love planting again and working with the plants. So you see how you're using your particular branding to make posts, and you can weave in the product to make posts about. But again, mind you, I'm not saying I put aloe vera and X39 on there. No, I might, if anything, I might just say I finally found, something that really helped it, and just leave it at that. You don't want to answer all the questions. You want people to come to you with questions. That's called attraction marketing. Okay, before I move on, because it's a lot of information, is there any questions? If so, just unmute yourself. Okay, good. All right, moving on. All right. So branding. So the actual aspect of branding, again, telling your story, telling your authentic self of who you are, because again, people buy from you. Are you more apt to buy flowers from a guy that's on the street versus, or on the corner, versus a friend of yours that owns a flower shop? And I'm not saying, flowers, or from a friend that has flowers, right? You're going to buy more from the friend because you know them and you have that camaraderie. You have some things that are in common, and that is the relationship, guys. It's all about relationships. So, but basically you want to go and learn what is my branding. So to figure out what your branding is, you want to start out with your why. You want to be your own leader within your own business. You have to figure out why you're in this business, why you want to jump on social media. So my particular branding, if for those of you that don't or don't see me on Facebook, my branding is two things. One, I talk about health because I'm a holistic healthcare practitioner. Do you need to be a practitioner or have a license in order to talk about health? Absolutely not. If you're into juicing, if you're into healthy cooking, if you're into vitamins and taking certain vitamins, these are things that you can talk about. Hey, look, I just found a much better vitamin C today. And that's amazing. Just doing a little video on it. I don't, you can say I'm not affiliated with this particular vitamin C, but that's attraction marketing. People, oh, she does supplements. Oh, I'm seeing another one. She eats healthy, et cetera, et cetera. So your why are you in this business? So for me, I was in this business. I started this business because, believe it or not, so I'm a single parent. And in the beginning of, I'm going to do a little bit of exposure here. In the beginning, when I first started on with Lifewave, I was bringing into my own household probably close to $800 a month. Yeah, you heard that right, $800 a month. And I was being subsidized from my mom. Now, mind you, I was just on the tail end of recovering from an injury, nevertheless. But anyways, so I was thinking, oh my dear Lord, what is, I need to get out of this space of, lack of better words, in poverty. I need to make a better life for my daughter and myself. And I want to basically get to a point where I don't have to look at my checkbook to make sure everything's clearing. And I accomplished that within 2 years, 2 years. 2 years of working with this business. I have accomplished that. So that was my why then. So my why has changed now because I've accomplished that. So your why will change. Now my why is, I want to impact your life. I want to help you. I want to help you get where I got, because if you're thriving, we're all thriving. So The brand strategy begins with the why and what you do and how you engage with that passion. So while that might be my why for the business, what is my why for life? My why for life is to help people. What is your why for life? Again, it might be gardening. I just love gardening. I love getting into the dirt. I love golfing. I love bowling. I love working on cars. Whatever it may be, where is your passion? So those are things that you need to start figuring out and sharing with people with photographs, with subject topics, with little videos. And again, that's going to be next month, talking about all what you actually do post. If you want to learn more about your why, Simon Sinek, I couldn't get to say enough about this guy. He's good looking. If anybody knows him, I'll be happy to date him, no problem. But nevertheless, he is a really intelligent man, and he's got this whole deal down pat. One, not only how to be a leader, but necessarily how do you impact your life so you impact other people's lives? What are things, who do you need to be so that people are attracted to you? And more so for this particular conversation today, how do you figure out what your why is? So if you go to TED Talks, if you just go on YouTube and you just search for TED Talk Simon Sinek, he'll come up pretty much right away. And I think he's made more than one TED Talk, but you'll see one in there that basically talks about your why. So your core values and truths are what is attractive. So what is your truth? So in other words, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it's because of the first thing that popped in my head, which I apologize if anybody believes this, but I'm not a flat earther. I don't believe in flat earth. So I'm not going to talk about flat earth. That is not my truth, right? I believe we live on a round planet. So, if that was interesting to me, if I was into science, then I might basically, share that this is why I feel this way, or just, with the beautiful things that are going on with the interaction with our sun and our planet, et cetera, et cetera. What do you do and why do you do it? So a lot of people, when I've taken them through this course before, they have easily said, but I'm a hairdresser and there's like 20,000 hairdressers online. What do I have that's special? Oh, honey, you are special in every single way. And you have something that you offer the world that no one else offers it in that same exact way. So if you do have that poo-poo voice in your head, really work on compassionately telling it to be quiet, and really work on, what do you do? What do you love to do? And how can you share that with the world? Also, what do you believe about yourself? So if I was saying, what do I believe about myself is, so some positives uplight is I believe that I am here for pretty much anyone in my downline at any given moment, as long as I'm not on a, educational call. I believe I'm a leader. And if I don't know something, I'll figure out how do I know something. If I don't know how to deliver it, I'll figure out how to deliver it. I'll learn, right? I also know about what I believe about myself is I sometimes get really lazy and just really tired. And that's something that I'm working on, so things that you can think of your negatives, find ways to work on that to improve that on a regular basis. What do I believe about my community? So my community, for the most part, I live in Santa Barbara, California. It's kind of known to be a spiritual community, but it's kind of decreased a lot. And it's a very quiet community, but at the same note, when you're in connection with like people, great hearts, great connections. Maybe you live in a farmland community, again, great heart, great connections, getting into the salt of the earth, really pulling out those wonderful nutrients to share with everybody. What do you believe about your personal world? So these are basically more information that you need to learn about yourself for you to, this is kind of like your pot that which you're going to be, or better yet, your pot, we're going to take like growing things out of. This is going to be like your dirt that you are that's going to be fertilizing all your other thoughts and ideas. What do you believe about your product? So I know that we all can come into comment and see about the product aspect, which we're going to go into next. If there is any questions, if I'm going too fast, just raise the hand and I will stop and answer questions. Okay, Jenny, go ahead and unmute yourself.
I have a question. Why do you only friend your downline? Because I'm trying to build a funnel and I will check someone's profile for 3 seconds and move on if I see, no face or something that isn't in tune with what I believe. But why only your downline do you friend?
Right.
Because that's where
Really,
I'm getting my people.
right. Really great question. So the thing is when you're, why are you posting? Why are you on Facebook? So you're on Facebook because you're trying to attract new people. Okay. The way the algorithms work is generally the people who comment on your page or thumbs up your page. Those are the first people that your post that you're trying to, your attraction post, you're trying to get them to learn more about the patches. Those are the first people that you're going to go to. And if we all, as loving, wonderful Lifewave family does, we will support each other and talk and post and comment and all that great stuff. Then that means all your posts are going to Lifewave people. You're not going to get any new customers. You're not going to get any brand partners there because it's all going to Lifewave people. And Facebook only generates your post to a certain number of people. If it gets a lot of like,
I don't think you understood my question, or I'm not understanding your answer. I don't friend people from Lifewave because I want people like, that's just not going to benefit me because Facebook is my business area.
okay,
So
okay, sorry, yeah,
you said you only friended your downline.
correct.
But
So
that's Lifewave.
correct, it is Lifewave, but basically, and I'm learning this one too, as well. So there's two different ways that you can do it. If your downline goes ahead and asks you for their friendship, you can say yes, or I'm sorry, you can say no. And I believe Facebook will make them so they're automatically following you. That's a new thing, FYI. However, if the reason I have my downline on there, so that way, when I put up a Lifewave post, I can tag all my team in that post. So therefore it'll show up on their page because mind you, they're connected to people I'm not connected to. And if it shows up on their page and one of their friends goes and says, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Hypothetically, John Rushton, he's one of my guys. If it shows up on his page, my post, they will comment on it. I know that it came from John Rushton's page. So I'm just going to leave it alone, presuming that John knows what to do from there. And now he's potentially gotten a new customer because of that, which again, filters up with points up to my back office. So that's why mainly that I do it. So therefore I can tag them. If you're not friends with somebody, you cannot tag them. Does that answer your question, Jenny? Kind of, sort of, maybe?
Yeah, I think I use it a little differently. That's why. But yes, I see what you're doing.
Right. That's the only reason why I would say to, so go ahead.
I have like 300 and something followers that I now put on my list. Now they don't know me. I don't know them real well. We're not friends. I don't message them, but now I'm going through that list. But I'm very choosy about who I let friend me. I do a lot of positivity posts and I ask the question of the day and all that stuff, but I don't do people in my business. I mean, I'm friends with my team. Yes, we tag each other, but I don't have that many yet. So I guess I see where it could go. Right. When you have a lot of friends or you have a lot of people under you.
Yeah. Yeah. And does that, and not everybody am I friends with underneath me by any measure? Because Dr. Stacy's team is underneath me. So there's no way, right? That would just be everybody then. So maybe I just bring on newbies and I attach my, stay friends with my newbies. And so they kind of get the flow of it. And then maybe after 6 months to a year, then I might let them go and say, okay, you can just follow me. Absolutely. Okay. All right. So build upon your strength and your weaknesses will gradually take care of themselves. We kind of went over that a little bit already. So your strengths, whatever they may be, very well know them, guys. We've gone over this time and time again in different personal development and training. Really know your strengths and not only build upon them, such as if your strength is going and talking to people, and that is a strength, but getting on social media, that's kind of uncomfortable. Well, honey, build on your strength. Go out and talk to people. I'm the opposite. Social media is my strength. Going out and talk to people, that's my weakness. I feel like I'm attacking them like a vulture. And so that's something that I need to work on and be a little bit more at ease and relaxed with. So we all have to do this just the same. All right, branding. What is your product? So what does your product offer each and every individual? Well, we all can answer that question, right? Increases GHK copper peptide, hunts reawakening stem cells, bringing them out of hibernation and making brand new stem cells. So the thing is, what you want to do here, guys, is like I said earlier, when it comes to branding and you sharing posts about your product, you do not want to include Lifewave name. You do not want to include any name of the actual patches in general, but you can say things like, oh my gosh, this particular patch addresses inflammation in the body. This particular patch, now this is going to seem oxymoronish, but this particular patch actually increases glutathione in your body, which helps your body detox, and it helps your body, address pain and build bone. I just learned to build bone 2 days ago. But nevertheless, so even though we know that that patch is called the glutathione patch, they don't. So you just want to say the glutathione patch versus a patch that increases glutathione. And so that, and I think that's kind of clear. Yeah. So basically, but what does each product offer each individual? So, of course, I would not come out the door talking to people, and because obviously this can help everybody. But I would first get to know them. Again, this is all about relationships, guys. Is this person feeling great and fine? Okay, good. They are. Maybe they are. Maybe they're extremely active. So you maybe eventually down the road can talk to them about recovery rate. So you've got to really pay attention and listen what's going on in their life, and therefore how your product can apply to improving their life. So what problem could it solve for each individual? So we just kind of just said that if someone has poor recovery rate, well, we've got these 2 patches, X39, and I wouldn't say that to them, but I've got these 2 patches that, or I finally found 2 patches that actually helped me with my recovery rate. Could I share more information with you? Also, how is it helpful for your ideal customer? We're going to go into ideal customer next. So your ideal customer, basically I'm not going to be, my ideal customer is not a mechanic. My ideal customer is, for me, I'm saying, and my ideal customer is not a gardener. The reason being, because I don't know anything about gardening, guys. I don't know anything about mechanics. So I can't really fluidly get a conversation going and pretend like I know what I'm talking about. My ideal customer is, somebody who's in the health field, who's been in the health industry, who's really interested in keeping themselves healthy, because I can talk to them, 6 ways a Sunday about that. So what your branding is, therefore, what other people can sink right into that same position to understand your language and you understand their language. What possible pain is your product a solution to? I think that was supposed to be gain, guys. What possible gain is your product a solution to? So the reason I share these particular slides, these are slides directly from our landing website, lifewave.com. So any one of these things you can state and claim. These patches have rapid pain relief. These patches reduce inflammation. When I say that, I'm making a claim. These patches support wound healing. These patches are really good for increasing energy and vitality. You notice it doesn't say on here, improves your numbers with diabetes. It doesn't. So you cannot state that. That's called a claim. And we'll get more into that, exactly what you can and cannot say when it comes to our post next month. So when you speak to everyone, you actually are speaking to no one. When I put that up there, that made a whole lot of sense to me. And right now I'm completely like, oh, there you go. I know where it came from. So if you're thinking that your branding is everybody, because everybody can go ahead and benefit from it, you're speaking to everyone and you're getting lost. You're getting lost in the field of flowers. No one's going to see you because you're not specifically speaking to a specific area of people, specific, your customer, what am I thinking? Not your brand customer. I'm losing the word right now. But you're not speaking to just the healthcare practitioners, or you're not speaking to and focusing on the gardeners, or you're not speaking to those with, a high education, whatever your ideal customer is. There we go. So here we're going to go into ideal customers. And again, have a question, just raise your hand. Let's go ahead and answer those questions immediately. So your customers are important and they desire to be understood. You notice I didn't say it should say your potential customers. It should say your potential customers are important and they desire to be understood. You notice it doesn't say your potential customers are important and I desire to be understood. Again, it's not about you. It's never about you. It's always about anybody out there who's reading your posts. I remember back when I was a kid, and I don't think they use this anymore, which they said the customer is always right. You just don't sit there and argue with the customer. You sit there, be apologetic, because why? Because in those days, they just wanted to make a sale. And now I guess days there's just so much population, it doesn't matter. They make the sale regardless. But regardless, when you're on social media, you're not there to air your laundry. You're not there to go ahead and rag on anybody else. You are there to remember the old gentleman rules, which I believe we go into that a little bit. But nevertheless, you basically want to understand them. If they go ahead and get into, I understand, you said that this is really helps the hand when it comes, you felt something that really helped your hand with arthritis. Why can't you just tell me here? Because you never want to have that conversation under your post. You always want to go back and have a private conversation under Messenger. So you're like, I understand what you're talking about. I'm really sorry you're feeling, upset about this, but it's just, Facebook rules. So we have to take it into a private message. So always be nice, always be amicable, where you're trying to really just, pave that road of just, having them feeling completely supported. So like your potential customers want to be treated kindly and with compassion. No one wants to be sold to. We're here with our particular team. We, Marcy, myself, Kathleen, a lot of us, we don't sell to people. We simply share. We want to share the information with people so that they can come to the educated decision whether this is right for their particular health regimen or not. If it's not, God bless, they'll still see your posts. If so, great. Let's go ahead and talk on personal messenger. Your ideal customer have hopes and dreams and fears, and it's your job to figure out those and design a communication plan to help their dreams come true. So their dream may be, oh my gosh, I'm in the hospital for the third time for headaches. And probably more likely their dream is never to feel headaches again. Oh my gosh, I am just so exhausted working two jobs and still come home and, try to have some family time with my kids. So their dream probably is to be a little more financial freer. So, but how do you do that? You do that by following them, reading their post, understand them, commenting on their post is so important because they get to know you. Oh, Wendy's commenting on my posts on a regular basis. Maybe I should check her stuff out. Even though you're friends, they don't necessarily get your posts. Remember, the algorithm is Facebook only sends it out theoretically to 500 people. As people thumbs up or comment below and you comment back, that's a plus, that's a must. Then they'll share for another 500 people and then another 1,000 people, et cetera, et cetera. So here, maybe this couple, their dream was to open a business. Not everybody who basically signs on as a brand partner with Lifewave wants to create a business with Lifewave, but it's kind of like icing on the cake. Hey, if I create the business with Lifewave, that will fund my dream of opening a food truck. So basically, again, learning, having those communicating, having those conversations. Who are they? What do they want? What do they like? Maybe some people's dream is just to travel or to finish up going to school or just simply want to improve their health. Again, it's your job to find out what their hopes, their dreams, and their fears are, and basically offer up a solution without either throwing up on them or attacking them. We want to do, again, with kindness and compassion. If ever you feel like that you come across like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to quickly tell them, that is your panicky mode You just need something. You're sounding needy. I just need to make my money. I just need somebody to sign up. I need somebody to make me feel better because they're going to sign on. You're needy and people are going to feel that energy. So you need to work on that if that is you, because again, we're here to provide a service and we're here to be of service to others. Okay. Your ideal customer. What problems do you solve? Your brand, you and your product needs to solve a problem or the problem that your ideal customer is having. When you can begin to thread all the pieces together, you will start to build trust and authority. So again, if someone, I saw somebody who have a bum knee and, I might mention in their post, oh my gosh, I'm really, really sorry to hear that you had a bum knee. I had a bum knee too. I used to have a torn meniscus, or my friend used to have a bum knee too, if you never had one. And gosh, I'm going to reach out to you personal message and, I'd really be happy to share with you what I did, maybe it'll help you. And then you reach out to them personal message. I do not immediately come out the door, go, so this is what I did. No. Hey, so how are you doing? What happened? Why did you hurt your knee? How did that happen? Start a conversation again. Because again, if someone just showed up on your Facebook page or just how many of you gotten this in personal messenger of all of a sudden they show up and go, I've seen your page and it looks wonderful. I've got this one. I can, it looks like you can benefit from this here. It's only $13.99. Who likes that? Nobody does, right? I immediately, sorry, block and delete. You're out of here. I want relationships. I want to know that I'm important to them. And the same thing goes that you need to have your other people feel that they're important to you. So showing up consistently and being there to help guide them, offering information for them to make an education decision to help fulfill their dreams, we will give them a great feeling of who you are. So again, if you're constantly giving, if you're constantly making comments, and mind you, you might not even mention anything about the patches, the product, or I finally found, literally months, because it might take months for that person to respond back to you. And then you can say, you know what, I remember back in, February, you were talking about this. How's your knee doing? Oh my gosh, I might have to get a total knee, surgery. Well, you know what? If you don't mind, I'd love to share something with you. I finally found something that, or my friend finally found something that helped them with their knee. Is it okay if I share this with you? No, you've already established relationship. Just think about you again. If you're on the other end, they'll be like, yeah, please do. Absolutely. So remember, it's all in the relationship. It's all how you word things. So when you place giving, value, and service above anything else, you win, they win. It's a win-win situation. Knowing your core foundation and your ideal customer is the beginning of putting together a solid brand of identity. So branding, who is your ideal customer? So this is how we actually, guys, we kind of bring it in and we really, so this is stuff for you to write down. Who is your ideal customer? Where do they hang out? Where do they get their information? What are their challenges and frustrations? What are their goals and priorities right now? What brands do they like? What is their preferred form of communication? Now that comes in after you've communicated with them. So in other words, I don't do this so much, but occasionally, spirit taps on the shoulder and I have to ask and I say, I'd really, after I say, I finally found, would you like this information? And, they might say yes. And if I got that in, kind of feeling that I need to ask them, I say, what do you learn better from? Video, texting, watching live testimonies, etc. So if they say, I love watching things live. Okay, great. I'm going to invite you to the personal development. Or, I'm an auditory person. Do you have anything auditory? Well, we do have patching podcasts that I'll send you a few of those. You can listen to them. You don't really have to watch it, but you can listen to it. Sounds good. Or I'm a very visual person. Beautiful. Here's some videos to watch. Of course, everybody, I always, bring them on to startx39now.com. But nevertheless, that is a good question to ask now and then, because some people also, they don't want to receive the information in their, in Facebook Messenger because they're not on there a lot. So you might say, where's a good place to share this? Facebook Messenger, would you rather regular texting, email, or are you on a different app more often? And then share that information wherever they choose that is best for them. What phrases and exact language do they use? What is their budget? What does their day look like? And what makes their happy? Sorry. So you need to know what is their interest, what is their age, education, health, hobbies, and what would attract, this is ultimately, guys, what would attract their information, or excuse me, their attention, what would attract their attention to your post. So hypothetically, so my ideal, and I'm working with one of my brand partners and we're working this together to really bring this into fruition. You know, we're working on, so ideal customer is somebody that's anywhere between 39 and 60. Does that mean we're not going to look for anybody outside that age range? No, not at all. We're just having our focus there. Somebody who's educated, somebody who has money, just enough to play with, somebody who's very well aware of health and health values, somebody who may be involved already or had been involved with direct marketing companies, especially somebody who is a builder, somebody who is a quick, easy starter. In other words, I don't have to hold their hand, right? They're like, I get this, I got it. I'm already on all the platforms. I already know what to do. I'm already bringing 10 people in. That is what our ideal, not necessarily customer, but our ideal brand partner is. You know, they probably work out in the gym. They probably love to travel. Women or men, I don't have any preference. But anyways, so therefore, what posts could I put up? Or my brand partner who I'm working this with, what, because she does TikTok videos, what TikTok videos could she put up that's going to track that person? So you're not going to, if that person likes to travel, likes to make money, loves connections, is educated, I'm not going to talk about gardening, you know, using this patch because it helps my hands, because she doesn't garden. She works with people, she makes connections. So I might, my brand partner might make a TikTok video of showing people connecting, talking, laughing, and going, oh, you know, oh my gosh, this is great. You know, just for the first few seconds, just enough to go ahead and get that attention. If I was making a post, I might have a picture of people laughing and talking, maybe on a yacht or, you know, on a cruise ship or something, showing that they actually are traveling. So that picture alone, they're with friends. They're traveling. If they're traveling, it means they have money enough to travel, right? So this person might go, what's this about? And then I might go into, you know, I finally found something that, you know, really helped me with my finances. And it's amazing. I'd be happy to share this with you. I don't know that I'd really make a post like that, but that's just an idea. So your posts are now going to be directed directly to your ideal customer. Okay. So brand top influencers, guys. I'm sure you know a lot of these or some of these. I'm going to go ahead and get you guys involved here. Can anybody name at least one person on here? If so, just raise your hand or just unmute yourself. Come on, let's get some interaction here.
Anthony Robbins.
Good. Anyone else?
Branson, is that guy's name?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. And then is that the lady with the gorillas?
Yes, very good. Very good. And this guy up here is Simon Sinek. Mm-hmm. Does anybody know this little gal?
Is that Rachel Peterson?
No, nope. She's from Harry Potter.
Oh, the Harry Potter girl. Right.
I'm going to have to ask my daughter because I don't. Evie.
Somebody said
Hermione.
Emma somebody, I think.
Yeah, Emma. What's her? Emma Watson. There we go. Oh. So these are all brand top influencers, and you know Emma Watson. You know, a lot of you probably don't know her, but she's a huge influencer for women's rights, women's freedom, women everything. You know, Simon Sinek, he's mainly about influencing people, being there for people, being a top leader for people, etc. Tony Robbins, of course, we all know, right? He's a motivator, man. He's an influencer. He's amazing. Branson, he's been doing a lot of different things. I think he owns like Virgin Airlines. But Jane Goodall, I loved it when Spirit just shot her face into my brain when I was making the slide. She also was an influencer. She influenced the world to know more about gorillas and the preservation of gorillas, because they were, you know, being hunted and now they're very much protected. So she influenced billions of people about gorillas, strictly from her, you know, TV shows, obviously. Obviously, we can't go and do TV shows, but we've got it even easier, guys. We have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have Facebook. Unbelievable ways in which we can actually influence people. So every top influencer knows who their exact audience is. Is Jane Goodall, is she going to go ahead and talk to the hunters? Is that her audience? The hunters that just want to make a buck? No, because they're just going to shut her off, right? They're not going to listen to her. She's going to talk to the preservationists, the ecologists, et cetera, the animal lovers. That's her audience. And she's not going to talk to anybody that's not of that. That is her focus. Emma Watson, her audience is women, of course, and probably men as well, who are more awakened with the new thought of, yeah, women, they're just another human being, right? Just like men, they're no lesser in value. We're all equal, right? So that could be part of her, but and I'm going to make a huge generalization, so don't slam me, please. But there's a really old school amount of male gender that still are pushing down women's rights. So that would not be her audience whatsoever, right? So they do know their audience. They have passion and drive. What does that mean? They have passion with their story. So again, what's your story? My story, I want to make people healthy, and it just so happens the patches fit really well with my life, but I'm also a spiritual mentor. And I really have not connected, spiritual essence with the patches. And even though there's a really huge connection there, but nevertheless, I am passionate. And if you can just get somebody healthy on a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level, and this world is just going to turn around on a dime. So that's my passion, just to help people thrive. So what's your passion? What's your drive? And every one of these, or any other influencer, most influencers out there, have a passion and they have a drive. And the drive part is, hang on a minute, I can let people in. I've been waiting. The drive part is showing up. And with Facebook, you have to show up, guys. You have to show up not just once a day or once a week. You need to post 3 times a day. Now, if that sounds like a lot, don't worry about it. Right now, you're just focusing on your branding. What is your purpose? What is your why? Highly recommend you re-listening to this and really getting it kind of packed down as far as what you need to do. I noticed when I went through my training as far as my branding, I literally went through my Facebook because it wasn't very old then. I think it was maybe 10 years old or so. Maybe it was more than that. It was 15. No, it was less than that. It was like 7 years old. So I actually went through and I removed a lot of posts. I removed a lot of pictures because I didn't want people going back and looking and seeing some stuff that just wasn't me. It was very random. I was all over the board talking about science. I was talking about, I'm just making up stuff, mailing letters to across seas, talking about the weather, talking about health, talking about how to shoe a horse. You don't want to be all over the board. You want to stay focused in what your branding is. And so they are consistent. They know they are here to serve to a greater good. Guys, as small as you might think or feel that you are, we're all here to serve each other. And that is a huge greater good. Just think, if you touch one person with your post value, whether it is of your brand or is it of the patches, if you touch one person, they're going to touch at least 2 or 3 or 4 people. And they're going to touch 2 or 3 or 4 people, and so on and so on and so on. And yes, you are here for the greater good to really help humanity. And they help on focus and exposure, right? They focus on their brand and they expose themselves. They get out there and say, this is who I am. And, like honestly, Simon Sinek, I would trust him like that because I've watched so many of them. He has so much authenticity, he has so much integrity. It's amazing. So that's who you want to emulate as well. Okay, social media friends. So we kind of hit on this a little bit earlier. Who to friend, who not to friend. So your Facebook page features you, but make no mistake, it's about your business. Obviously, otherwise, why are you wanting to do business on Facebook, right? Not accepting friends is nothing personal. It is strictly business. I get a lot of requests from people within Facebook, wanting to be friends. And while I'm honored and I feel very touched by that, most of the time I try to reach out to them. I say, this was before Facebook changed, but I'd reach out to them and I'd say, I'm really, really sorry, but I'm not going to friend you, nothing personal, but you're welcome to follow me because I don't want all my posts going to you. You're already involved with Lifewave. Nowadays, of course, if I just say, no, I'm not going to accept your friendship, it immediately goes around and they immediately end up following. And that includes people whom you were friends with once. If you unfriend them, they're put into that new category of just following you. So look into everybody's profile. Everybody's profile must have a picture and posts. So, and I'm going to pull up my Facebook page here in a second so we can see all this. So you want to see who that person is. You also want to scroll down a little bit where it says that little photo button, and you want to hit that, and you want to scroll down and see how many times you see that same face and see how far you can get down. And then when you see that bottom one of the face, click on it and see how long ago it was. That kind of gives me more security knowing this person's been on Facebook for a very long time. They are who they say they are. Now, yes, Facebook pages do get stolen, but it's not as high percentage as one may think. So I'm still going to be working that particular order. Let's see here. What was I going to say here? Posts. Also look at their post. Look at, the last couple week of posts. Some people, when I first came onto Facebook, excuse me, I have to get some water. When I first came onto Facebook and somebody was shared with me, they said, you just want to go and, build your Facebook page. You got to get up to 5,000. And it was like this frantic thing of just saying yes to everybody or friending everybody. And so I did. And some were not very good decisions, because when I came back around, I looked at them and I looked at their posts. It's like, oh, this is not me, right? No offense to anybody else. I'm not into acid rock. I'm not into headbanger concerts. I'm not into vulgarity. I'm not into that. So therefore, really look at their posts, see what they're posting, and make a decision. Are you in sync of any way whatsoever? If you are in sync, you have some commonology, something's in common there, then that's another good reason to definitely approve them. If, however, you don't have anything that's in common, I would not approve them. The third thing you want to look at is how active they are on Facebook. This is a must. Since 2020 and the knowledge of how Facebook really sells your information, uses your information, it has improved and it probably will continue to improve. But nevertheless, back in 2020, it was huge. A lot of people fled Facebook. And so you really want to look before you send somebody a friend request. You want to look, when was the last time that they put up a post? And let's say hypothetically, they put one up yesterday, but the last post that they put up on, or the last post that they put up prior to that, was back in 2021. That tells me they're not on Facebook very often. So I'm not going to go ahead and request their friendship because I want somebody who's active, who's going to see my post, somebody who I can attract, right? Now, the caveat to what I just said is some people have their profile locked, so it's not public. And this is something I forgot to share with you guys. You want to make sure your profile is made for the public. So for anybody can come in, anybody can see your post, anybody can follow you. Because that's more attraction, right? That's more people who are going to potentially see your posts versus just your general route of friends. So, but if somebody doesn't have a public profile, you're not going to see sometimes some of their posts unless they chose to go for public. You're not going to see their friends. You're not going to see a lot of things. So also when someone sends you a friend request, the reason I can tell they're from Lifewave is because I can see who their friends are. And if I see Peter, no. If I see Marcy, if I see, Dr. Harmon or Dr. Stacy, I know they're on Lifewave. So therefore, I'm not going to accept their friendship. Okay. What also, when you look at their particular posts, you want to, learn what are their interests? What kind of post are they posting? Does it align with your ideas? What we already said. Or a person that could be potentially interested in the patches, i.e. the medical community. Every time I see anybody who is a health practitioner, a chiropractor, any type of specialist in the health field, naturopath, any type of health coach, absolutely, I will friend them. Now, especially if it comes to a health coach or diet or anything that, or chances are they're part of an direct marketing company as well. So you are taking that chance that you also are going to go ahead and get approached. Hey, do you want to look at my product? Some people are very respectful and they let you come to them. Just as you want to be respectful and allow them to come to you if one of your posts went ahead and was interesting to them. So that's going to be a call on your behalf, whether you want to do that or not. You do not accept friendships with people within Lifewave unless they are your downline. And that already shared with you basically why and the algorithm that basically surround that. So how do we weed out people? So we're going to go to the birthday list. This is where I'm going to share my screen. So we're going to go to the birthday list. The birthday list, guys, we're shown every single day whose birthday it is. And this is how you can make new connections to put them on your list or to eliminate them. So I'm going to stop this share and I'm going to reshare. There we go. Is that it? No. There we go. Okay. Now we got a lot of people that have emailed me or text me since then. Okay. So as you can see here, this is, so you're probably wondering where I got here. So let me back up. Okay. So here is my, my page, obviously within Facebook. And up here, we've got a couple different notifications. And one that I really pay attention to is basically this bell. This bell will tell me, give me all the notifications of who has basically commented on my post, who's given it a thumbs up, who has birthdays, et cetera, et cetera. So or who has even posted things that I'm following or that I've been responding to their particular post to. So Facebook sends me those posts as well sometimes, especially different pages. So here you can see, different people commented on my post, but I'm going to keep looking down until I see a pink. Hopefully it's still there since I already clicked on it. Here we go. See that pink birthday cake right there? So I'm going to click on that. Now, if you've been on Facebook a while, this is going to be the nicest, sweetest little gift I could give you today. So here is Judy Ford. It's her birthday today. So I'm going to go ahead and just going to click on her. I'm going to go to her page. And I'm going to go down and I'm just going to look at her page. Okay, she's into nutrition. So, because again, remember, I started friending people back in 2010. So I may not want to be friends with a person who does different things. So she's in Barbados, which I do believe that is I don't think we ship down there, but it's okay. I'm going to keep looking. So what I'm looking for is when was the last time that she posted? Okay, hang on a minute. I got to mute somebody. Participants. There we go. Sorry. Leola, for some reason, there we go. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Anyways, so I'm looking down to see when the last time that she went ahead and posted. So the first thing that you're going to see when people did their birthdays is you're going to see all the people that already wish them happy birthday. So I'm just going to scroll down until I get to, so here's a post, but it's not from her. It's tagging her because somebody else's name is first. So again, I'm going to scroll down, keep scrolling down till I see her post, if I see a post from her. So I'm doing this kind of fast. So I'm sorry, guys, okay, here we go. I say, because I don't know about your eyeballs. My eyeballs get crazy after a while. I'm just going to go one more. Okay, no. Okay, so this is her first post on February 19th. So that was a while ago. So that tells me that she's not really on Facebook a lot. So I'm going to go back a little bit further. Oh, there's another one, February 19th, February 17th, February 16th. So it sounds like to me that maybe she's just busy. And when she does come on, she comes on for a couple days in a row. And there's February 10th. So that's okay. It's been, well, I'm going to keep her on my, my list, or I'm going to keep her as a friend, I should say. Hang on, let me move this. There we go. So now I'm going to go back. Actually, I don't have to go back. Forgive me, guys. Yeah. So when I click over her face right here, message. And now what I'm doing, it looks like I had been in touch with her back in 2021. And so if you had, I definitely look over, it looks like I have exposed her to Lifewave, and I've sent her several different informations afterwards. And I don't know if I dropped the ball or if she no longer became interested. It looks like she stopped looking at the messages, because when her picture is here, that means she looked at the messages. When her picture is not here, I mean, she had not even seen this message. So I will probably put this aside and just go ahead and, make sure that I didn't drop the ball somewhere, because I've been known to do that. But nevertheless, in here in the message, I would say I've got like a copy and pasted thing that I have in my phone. So I can just copy and paste it for pretty much everybody. And forgive me, anybody, if I've sent this to you, but this is what I say. Good morning and happy birthday. May this day flow in the direction that is most positive and uplifting. May all your friends greet you with smiles and birthday wishes, and may your one wish come true. I wish you a very happy birthday day and week. Many blessings to you in your ventures. Now, if I've not talked to them at all, and this is a brand new connect, then I would include, we've been friends on Facebook for some time. Love to chat and get to know you. In the meantime, enjoy your week and have fun. That person now goes on my list, and I make a note in my calendar to connect with them next week and come back. Hey, how are you doing? How was your birthday? What did you do? Did you get any great gifts? Did you do anything? Obviously not in one paragraph, but those are the questions that I would start to create that relationship. So, and this is what I basically do to everybody. So here's Vicky. I'm gonna pull up Vicky, see if Vicky, I'm hoping I'm find somebody that hasn't been in here for a long time. Here we go, right off the bat, guys. Vicky, she hasn't been, last time she was in here, November 1st, 2020. Yep, so guess what? That means Vicky is no longer on Facebook. So I'm gonna click, see this friends tab here, click friends, and I'm gonna say unfriend and confirm. Why do I do that? You only are allowed it through Facebook to have 5,000 friends. And once you hit that limit, that's it, no more. So why are you going to have someone taking up free rent space when they're not even looking at your post? You want to remove them so someone else can come in who is active and who's a potential of wanting to receive your information and your wonderful posts. So let me give me a second, because I want to look at, there was something else I want to mention here. Look into everyone's profile pictures. Okay, I already did that. All right, that's good. All right. Alrighty. So let me go back to sharing my social media. There we go. So any questions there? No? Okay, let's go to the next one. And guys, I would really love feedback, because this was kind of challenging for my brain to put through. So if it wasn't clear, let me know. I will clean it up and I'll come back and try to make it clearer next time. So Facebook is worldwide, and thank goodness we are in, I heard lately, 71 countries. We have the potential to reach around the globe, making connections, new relationships and friendships, and possibly brand partners. So, whenever I go ahead and allow someone to be a friend, and if I'm on here strictly for business, and let's say they're from West Africa, we don't ship to West Africa. So I might not therefore accept their friendship, because I don't want to tease them and say, so sorry, we're not there. However, some people can definitely argue the opposite side of the coin, go, but someday we might be. Absolutely. It's a decision you have to make for yourself. However, if somebody says we're, I'm from Romania, I don't know, I don't think we're in Romania, but let's just say we aren't. No big deal. I will definitely approve their friendship, because Romania is surrounded by so many other countries that we are. And in that part of the world, usually they're all friends. They've got friends or family in some other country. They can easily ship to them, ship to that person, and then ship to themselves in Romania. So that's going to be a personal decision that which you have to make for yourself. Yeah, we're here all the way around the world. I just saw a message in chat. Give me a second. So tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. So that's going to be the next step into our post. You need to create posts when you're thinking about this. We're not going to be doing this after this, teaching today, but on your post, you want to involve people, right? Anything is more engaging, anything that is more engaging, anything that involves your audience is going to attract more. It's going to make your algorithms go up. It's going to make your post shareable and make Facebook go ahead and share it with more and more people. And as I like to do, my favorite saying is, do you want to feed a person for a day or do you want to teach them how to fish? And I'd rather teach people how to fish, how to use social media, how to use this patch, how to share it with people, because it will definitely improve your life and improve the lives at which you touch. Okay, let's see here. I think that's it. Yes, it is. So,
Wendy, I have a quick
yeah,
tip.
go for it.
For the birthdays, if you do their birthday a day before or a day after, you will stand out. Even if you wish them a belated birthday, you will stand out and that you'll be in their head. So
Very
that's
good.
something that I do. It's not, it's technical, it's strategic, but I do it.
Exactly. And a really good point. Thank you for bringing that up, Jenny. I'm going to come back to that because I don't know how you know about the beforehand unless they're your friend or whatnot. But the day after, I try to do it daily, and she's right, because, if you're on Facebook and you already have a couple thousand friends, you get overwhelmed with people sending you personal messages. I remember my last birthday, literally it's the day after Christmas. I literally was on the phone all day, just saying, thank you, appreciate it. How are you doing? Ideally you want to say, how are you doing? Try to get a conversation going, right? So they go on your list, ideally. But usually if it's so overwhelming, you're like, that's too exhausting. But the day after, yes, and I've got one similar, what I've created, which you can create too, as far as a birthday, greeting, and just copy and paste it, happy belated birthday. So sorry I missed it. How was it? How did it go? Did you get your one wish come true? What did you end up doing, et cetera, et cetera. So Jenny, how do you find out the day ahead?
I take a screenshot. I do the birthday list, that you bring up, and I screenshot it and put it in my photos. And then I know their birthday's coming up because they let you know. They'll do a list of I can do 3 months, 4 months of birthdays. And then I leave a voice message and a written message in Messenger.
Okay, so here I am on the birthdays. So where
Now,
do I go to?
I scroll down and it will give you all the future birthdays.
Recent, upcoming. See, I love it. Jenny taught me something. Didn't know that.
Yeah, and then I
love
leave them. I take a picture because sometimes Facebook won't give you the birthday list. Like sometimes they don't. So I take a picture of like 3 months ahead. I leave a voice message and I ask them an open-ended question. What did you do on your birthday? I'd love to know. And I leave them a GIF or, happy birthday picture, but at least I ask them an open-ended question like, what did you do? And I always do it the day after, or what are you going to do on your birthday the day before? Because if you do it on the day, it's going to get, like you said, filtered into all the other ones.
Yeah, it is.
You want to stand out.
Yeah, I've had really good results in people responding back to me, because most people just leave an emoji or just happy birthday. But if you leave like a really heartfelt, something which you're sharing with them, they usually read it and they respond back. It might take them a couple of days, but they do. But I agree with Jenny 100% as well. Let's see, Judy, you said, do you just message her or give a phone call or text? So JD, can you go ahead and come on and tell me exactly what you're referring to? Because I think I was taken out of context there. Is Judy still on here?
Yeah, I'm here. When you were showing on Facebook that you're going to message someone, I was just wondering if it's better to make a phone call if you have that, or just message them.
That is a really great question. And Facebook, generally, people, unless you know them, right? But
Right.
Most people on Facebook are going to be cold contacts. And most people, if you go into their profile, their telephone number is not listed. And I wouldn't recommend listing your telephone number because there's just too many weirdos out there. But that's, again, a personal decision. But yeah, I don't know. I think in this day and age, I mean, every generation is a little bit different. And I noticed that, my age, like 60 and above, calling, no big deal. It's kind of like what we were expected. You call versus a text. Anyone 50 down, generally speaking, I want to text first and give me a warning that you're calling. These days as well, though, if a strange number comes up in my phone, I don't answer it. I wait to go and listen to the recording. I'm like, oh, that was so-and-so. Okay, well, I'll call them back. But if I got a text per hand and said, hi, Wendy, this is Jenny with Lifewave. Is it okay if we talk in about 5 minutes? Oh, okay, I know it's Jenny from Lifewave, know exactly what's going on. Now, obviously, if it's a cold contact, she wouldn't say it. She would say, hi, this is Jenny. We contacted a few months ago, or I have your number off of Facebook. I noticed that you're doing this and this and this, and I was wondering if we could connect because I'd really love just to reach out and to help you and see if there's anything that I can do for you, theoretically, right? Did that kind of answer your question, Judy? Yeah, okay. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Feedback. I'm dying to hear your feedback because to me in my brain, I'm just kind of like doing this and I don't know if it all flowed. I hope it did. And I welcome constructive criticism. Bring it on. What'd you say, Jenny?
It was excellent. I've been researching Facebook and how to get my algorithm up. I do go, if I friend somebody or accept their friend request, takes me 3 seconds, look at their page. If they don't have a picture, I'm done. If it's the guy from Nigeria, I'm blocking. I have over 100 men blocked because they leave these long, yes, you know what I'm talking about. You can delete those and hide them as well. And I do that on my page. But I take 3 seconds, boom, I'm there. I'm not, I take 3 of their posts, I like or heart it, and I leave a message, I leave a comment. That will get your algorithm up as well. If you go live on Facebook, they say if you go for 5 minutes and like and comment on other posts, your live algorithm will also go up.
Yeah, like we'll go more into that when we're doing posts next month. But yeah, what she speaks is absolutely true. And I'm also listening to a book as to, what's the newest algorithm, because they change all the time. And generally what you're trying to do is you're trying to get a following, and we'll go more into that later. But something that, Jenny, you did kind of flag my brain. So thank you for doing that. When somebody sends you, so there's 2 ways, a lot of people send you friend requests, and whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't seem to matter. But I've seen a lot of men come out. Now, if they say they're widowed and they're oil rigger or they're an orthopedic surgeon, guys, they're not. It's a fake account. Just block and delete. Secondly, if inside your post it says, hey, oh my God, I mean, they're getting really good now, because before you could see a lot of English typos. Now they're doing really good. I think they've gotten Grammarly. But basically, if they come on, they say, like I just had one just like 2 days ago going, I love your post. I looked at your profile. You are an amazing person. I love your outstanding. I love your inspirational posts. This is amazing. But you know what? I've tried to send you a few friend requests and I'm just not getting it. Could you send me one? That's another spam, guys. Again, just block the person and just don't respond to the post. Just pull them up, pull his profile and block them up. Anything else that you can think of, Jenny, of who you wouldn't go ahead and approve?
Just if they have 8 friends, I know that they're not, it's a fake account. People make fake accounts so they can go on other pages and be trolls. So
I've got some from military guys, like general in the army. I mean, whoa.
Yeah, really? All those, the ones with the picture, the circular pictures down the thing. I don't friend I block a lot of people. But yeah, I look at their posts, and if they only have a certain amount of friends, like 8 to 14, I know it's a fake post. I look at when they posted last, like you said, it takes me 3 seconds, boom, I'm in, I'm out. I mean, it really is that quick. You can really get fast.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why whenever I was hoping that somebody had sent me a friend request, but I think Facebook sees that I'm blocking a lot of people, so I don't get so many anymore. But, you know, again, pull them up, see if there's a picture, there's a background picture, look at their photos. If they only have 6 to 8 photos, you know, especially when they're kind of common, like Jenny just said of being, or I'm sorry, who was that? Was it Judy? You know, if they're all like in the military, or they're all like, you know, professional
No
orthopedic surgeon.
surgeon
photograph.
is gonna put their their scrubs on and take a picture of themselves. They don't do that. They're
Exactly.
professionals.
Exactly. They're not going to pull on a private Facebook, even if they have time to even be on Facebook. They're not going to do that. And guys, don't think that you're clearing the free, because I have John Russian. He gets men and women going, "Hi there, so I'm widowed," and you know, of course, a very sexual, you know, look of a woman, and you know, I make, you know, $5,000, you know, $500,000, you know, a month, you know, I'd love to be your friend. Again, as the old saying goes, it was too good to be true. It probably isn't, right? So yeah, so basically really do your due diligence, really make sure. And if you're always in question, you're more than welcome to reach out to your upline or to myself. Hey, does this look a good person? Honestly, you can even do a Google image search if you really want to have fun and play with it. I don't really know how to do it, but I know plenty of people do. They just copy and paste, or they copy and they paste it right into Google image search. And basically anything of that photograph will come up that's anywhere it's on the web. And all of a sudden you'll see, you know, medical, you know, West Side medical, you know, community, and you'll see Dr. So-and-so and all the same pictures you just got through seeing on Facebook. So, you know, they just pulled them off of Facebook and plopped them into a profile, try to get your attention. So I think that's about it. Any other ideas there, Jenny? All good. Okay.
No, I have more on posting that I do and hashtagging, but you're gonna go through that. So
Yeah,
thank you,
exactly.
Wendy. It was
That's gonna be-
perfect.
Yeah. So
Wendy,
literally,
where can we watch this again?
it will be uploaded to the Be Activating community in Telegram, and also the personal development and training
Okay.
group in Telegram as well.
Okay, thank you.
And next week, I will be going over Telegram, how to search it, how to add people, how to send people the link to add people. In fact, what I might do, Jenny, if you're going to be on that one, let me know, because then I might have you just get out of the Be Activating community so I can use you like I'm adding you. or
I'm
something.
here every week.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
you can use it.
So basically think about your questions that you might have for Telegram, and we'll just kind of go over them if I don't have it, because I'm literally just going to go in there and I'm just going to wing it. You know, this is how we do it. This is how I upload. This is how I create a post. This is how I respond to somebody else. This, et cetera, is how I like it. This is how I search. Because normally I can find anything in there via the way I search, and it just literally, it's just the words. It, you know, and you got to remember, we as a group, as a team, we're trying to get out of diagnosing wording. So we're in the future, you're not even going to see diabetes 1, 2, or 3. You're going to see insulin resistant 1, maybe. We've got to somehow say it without saying it, so that we don't get, you know, the good old pharmaceutical companies pissed off at us and causing trouble for us. That's all. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop recording.